Congratulations and welcome to the growing list of Sterrad systems users who have chosen to realize the benefits of low-temperature hydrogen peroxide gas plasma sterilization from ASP, a global pioneer in low-temperature sterilization since 1993. Your Sterrad 100NX system provides the performance of next-generation NX technology with an increased capacity and versatility to meet your growing surgical demands. The Sterrad 100NX system allows you to sterilize more instruments and turn around more caseloads while ensuring safety for users, patients, and the environment. This interactive DVD is organized in chapters to allow you to quickly and easily access instructional information on the proper use of the Sterrad 100NX system. The information is broken down as follows. Chapter 1, currently being viewed, is your introduction to the Sterrad 100NX system. Chapter 2 provides an overview of the main features and benefits of the Sterrad 100NX system. Chapter 3 reviews how to properly prepare a load for sterilization. Chapter 4 looks at the basic operation of the Sterrad 100NX system. Chapter 5 explains the selection and use of the standard cycle. Chapter 6 explains the selection and use of the flex cycle. Chapter 7 explains the selection and use of the express cycle, if your system includes this option. For additional information regarding the proper use of your Sterrad 100NX system, please refer to the user's guide provided with your package of information. This is the end of the system introduction chapter. We'll now return to the main menu. Thank you, and we hope you enjoy the safety, speed, and simplicity of your Sterrad 100NX system. The Sterrad 100NX sterilization system is a general-purpose, low-temperature sterilizer that features ASP's next-generation technology to inactivate microorganisms on a broad range of medical devices and surgical instruments. This sterilizer offers an effective, safe, fast, and easy-to-use sterilization method. When used as directed by the instructions in the user's guide, the Sterrad 100NX sterilization system will sterilize both metal and non-metal medical devices at low temperatures. Please review the load preparation chapter of the user's guide. This chart contains details on materials and lumen sizes. As a medical professional, you may already be familiar with general sterilization principles. However, the Sterrad 100NX sterilizer represents advanced technology, and it requires special attention to the ways in which its sterilization process differs from other sterilizers. The Sterrad 100NX sterilizer sterilizes medical devices via a sophisticated process. The key components of the process are: a vacuum is created inside the sterilization chamber where hydrogen peroxide sterilant is injected, surrounding the devices that need to be sterilized. This is the phase of the process in which microorganisms are killed. Next, a strong electrical field is applied, which creates plasma. The plasma breaks down the peroxide into a cloud of highly energized species. This produces a visible glow inside of the chamber and efficiently eliminates traces of residual hydrogen peroxide. Now let's talk about the components necessary to run the system. The cassette slot, the cassette drawer, the touch screen, the chamber door, the printer, and the foot pad are found on the front of the sterilizer. The main power switch is located on the left front side of the sterilizer. The I/O interface is located on the right side of the sterilizer. See the sections on data transfer and rebooting the system for locations of the power switch and USB port. The cassette contains sealed capsules of hydrogen peroxide solution. Each cassette includes information on the cassette expiration date, manufacturer, and cell status, including cycle completion information. The sterilizer pulls the cassette through the insertion slot and moves it into the Sterrad sterilizer. After the entire cassette is used, the sterilizer automatically discards it into the cassette disposal box. The cassette disposal box holds 2 used cassettes. More information about the cassette can be found in Chapter 3 of the User's Guide. The sterilizer displays information and allows you to enter commands on the color touchscreen display. By touching buttons displayed on the screen, you can enter letters and numbers, make selections, and start and stop the sterilizer. An internal loudspeaker emits beep tones to call for user attention or indicate errors. A single long beep indicates a successfully completed cycle. A series of 10 short beeps indicates a canceled cycle. The load is placed in the chamber for sterilization. The chamber walls and doors contain heaters that keep the chamber interior warm during operation. The chamber contains slide-out shelves to permit efficient loading. The top shelf is removable to facilitate larger trays. Inside the chamber, surrounding the shelves, is a metal screen, the electrode, that helps generate plasma during operation. The sterilizer has an integrated internal printer located in the front panel. It prints cycle reports and other information on a roll of thermal paper. The printer features easy drop-in paper loading and requires no ink cartridges. The typewriter keys input the indicated character each time a key is touched. Touch the screen to move the cursor from place to place. Most screens provide function buttons that display other screens or specific sterilizer functions. Common function buttons are shown in the following table. Done. Touch this button to indicate that you are finished using the screen. Back. Touch this button to return to a prior screen. View. Touch this button to view the selected report or file. Print. Touch this button to print the selected report or file. Cancel. Touch this button to cancel the entry you just made. This is the end of the System Overview chapter. We'll now return to the main menu for additional chapter choices. Thank you, and we hope you enjoy the safety, speed, and simplicity of the Sterrad 100NX system. All items must be cleaned, rinsed, and completely dried before being placed in the Sterrad 100NX sterilizer. Loads containing moisture may cause cycle cancellations. Carefully inspect all instruments and devices for proper cleaning and drying prior to packaging. Be sure to use only Sterrad system-approved instrument packaging. Approved packaging includes polypropylene sterilization wrap or Tyvek pouches and rolls with the integrated Sterrad chemical indicator strip. Aptomax instrument trays are recommended for use in the Sterrad 100NX system, as they have been specifically designed to allow diffusion of hydrogen peroxide around items in the load. Additionally, Sterrad instrument tray mats and holders are available to protect the instruments placed in the Aptomax instrument trays. Never use linen, foam pads, or cellulose, as they may absorb the hydrogen peroxide and cause a cancellation. Any rigid containers must be validated by the manufacturer for use in a specific Sterrad 100NX sterilizer cycle. Before processing a Sterrad CycleSure 24 biological indicator, or BI, make sure it is intact. Check the lot number and label it according to your facility's policy and procedures for biologicals. The Sterrad SealSure chemical indicator tape and the Sterrad chemical indicator strips change from red to golden yellow when exposed to hydrogen peroxide. Yellow indicates processed and red indicates unprocessed. Please note that the primary purpose of the Sterrad SealSure chemical indicator tape and the Sterrad chemical indicator strips is to verify that the load has been exposed to hydrogen peroxide. Chemical indicators are not a substitute for biological indicators. Make sure that chemical indicator strips and chemical indicator tape are stored away from light, as they will change color from red to golden yellow if exposed to light. Please follow the instructions for use that accompany the chemical indicators as you prepare the load. This is the end of the load preparation and Sterrad system supplies chapter. For information on the materials and types of medical devices that can be processed by each different cycle, please review the appropriate chapter on this DVD for each cycle or refer to your user's guide for more detailed information. We'll now return to the main menu for additional chapter choices. Thank you, and we hope you enjoy the safety, speed, and simplicity of the Sterrad 100NX system. Each time you use the Sterrad 100NX sterilizer, follow the instructions provided in Chapter 3 of this DVD regarding load preparation, or refer to your user's guide. It is your responsibility to be familiar with the load preparation and safety information provided in the user's guide. Turn on the main power switch located on the left front side panel of the sterilizer. The sterilizer begins by warming up. The warm-up can take up to 1 hour. You may choose to leave the Sterrad 100NX system on at all times. If you keep the system on, it will automatically go to sleep when it is not in use. When it's in sleep mode, you'll see the screen go dark. All you have to do is tap the screen and it lights back up again and is ready for use. Touch screen to start. When the blue screen appears on the display, the sterilizer is ready for use. Confirming that sterilizing conditions were achieved during a cycle is a critical part of the sterilization process. Biological indicators are one way to ensure that your sterilizer is operating correctly. ASP has validated all Sterrad systems using the Sterrad CycleSure 24 biological indicator. Place a Sterrad CycleSure 24 biological indicator in the most challenging area for the sterilant to reach. This is typically on the bottom shelf close to the rear of the sterilizer. Biological testing should be performed at least once per day for each type of cycle, or as specified by your facility's policy and procedures. For complete instructions, please refer to the Sterrad CycleSure 24 BI instructions for use. When you touch the Touch Screen to Start screen, the sterilizer displays the operator login screen. You may choose to configure your Sterrad system with a user ID and password. Touch the Operator field. The cursor appears in the field. Use the on-screen keyboard to type your assigned operator identification. Touch the Enter key. The cursor jumps to the Password field. Type your password. When you've finished entering your password, touch the Enter key. The Load Item Data screen allows you to enter information about the contents of the load. This can be done for tracking and traceability or may be useful for inventory purposes. Items can be typed into the screen or selected from a predefined list of items accessed by a drop-down menu. This information is stored and printed on a cycle report. It can also be transferred to a host computer over a network connection. In addition, cycles can be downloaded onto a USB flash drive and downloaded into a PC. If you would like to preload instrument lists, please refer to the Sterrad 100NX System User's Guide for additional instructions or contact ASP's Customer Care Center. An optional barcode scanner can be used to enter load item data. You may use this feature if your sterilizer is equipped with this option. The Cycle Notes screen allows you to enter information about the cycle. For example, record information about biological indicators used in the cycle or other information that should be stored in the cycle history file. This information is printed on the cycle report and can be transferred to a host computer over a network connection or by a USB flash drive. Touch the Enter Notes for Cycle field. The cursor appears in the field. Use the on-screen keyboard to type your notes. When data entry is complete, touch the Done button. If conditions exist which prevent a sterilization cycle from starting, such as no cassette, hydrogen peroxide monitor is blocked, etc., a message is displayed on the screen in a yellow box. The program displays the System Ready screen. Touch Back to return to the previous screen. Open the active chamber door by pressing the footpad or by touching Open Door on the display and place your load on the shelves. When placing the load on the shelves, make certain that you do not block the ultraviolet lamp beam in the front right side of the chamber. Make sure the load is centered on the shelves and that the shelves are centered in the chamber. Do not allow any part of the load to touch the electrode, the back wall of the chamber, or the inside of the door. Leave at least 1 inch or 25 millimeters of free space between the load and the electrode to allow hydrogen peroxide to diffuse around the load. Take a new Sterrad 100NX system cassette out of the shipping carton. Look at the package carefully before opening it. The indicator strip should be white. If the indicator strip is red, or if you see droplets of moisture, do not open the package. It's possible that hydrogen peroxide has leaked inside the package. Refer to the cassette Instructions for Use for proper handling instructions. If the indicator strip is white, open the cassette package. Position the cassette so that the arrows are pointing towards the sterilizer. Insert the cassette into the cassette slot until it stops moving. Do not use force to push the cassette into the machine. After a slight pause, the sterilizer pulls the cassette through the slot and the slot door closes. Cassette loading is now complete. When you are finished loading the chamber, close the door by tapping the footpad or pressing the Close Door button on the touch screen. When the load has been placed in the chamber and the door has been closed, use the System Ready screen to select and start a cycle. The System Ready screen displays 2 options, allowing you to select one of the following cycles. Standard cycle sterilizes the load in about 47 minutes. Flex cycle is specifically designed to process 2 flexible endoscopes and sterilizes in about 42 minutes. If your machine is equipped with any additional cycles, they will also appear as buttons on this screen. At the bottom of the System Ready screen, you can also select one of the following functions. Logout is used when the current operator is finished using the sterilizer and the option is enabled. When Logout is selected, you must re-log in to use the sterilizer. Cycle History displays the Select Cycle History screen. This screen allows you to select a cycle history file and view or print it. Utilities Supervisor Level Access. It displays the Additional Utilities menu. Door Open opens the active door. Door Close closes the active door. When you touch the Start Cycle button after selecting the cycle type, the sterilizer starts a countdown clock and begins the sterilization cycle. The clock displays the estimated number of minutes and seconds remaining before the cycle is finished. The time remaining field updates as the sterilization cycle progresses. As each sterilization cycle stage runs, the screen displays the name of the stage. A moving bar graph also displays the % of the cycle that is complete. For details about the current stage information, refer to the printouts in Chapter 7 of the User's Guide. There may be occasions when it's necessary to cancel a cycle before it's completed. To cancel a cycle, do the following. Touch the Cancel Cycle button. The screen displays a confirmation message. Touch No to continue with the cycle. Touch Yes to cancel the cycle. Once the cycle cancellation sequence begins, the screen turns red and the cancellation sequence cannot be interrupted. The cancellation sequence may take up to 10 minutes to complete. Gloves must be worn to remove items in a canceled cycle. All instruments must be rewrapped using new packaging materials, Sterrad chemical indicator strips, and Sterrad Seal Sure chemical indicator tape. If a biological indicator was used in the canceled load, the previously used biological indicator must be discarded, and a new biological indicator must be placed in the chamber before restarting the new cycle. When the cycle is complete, the Cycle Completed screen is displayed. The background of the screen is green to indicate a successfully completed cycle. The loudspeaker emits one long beep to indicate successful cycle completion. Touch the View Details button to display the cycle history file for the just completed cycle. Touch the Done button to proceed. When you touch the Done button, how the sterilizer responds depends upon the configuration of your sterilizer. If login is required before the door can be opened, the login screen is displayed. When this occurs, enter your operator identification and password and touch Enter. The door opens and the load can be removed. The operator's name appears on the printout acknowledging the completion of the cycle. If no login is required for load removal, the door opens and the load can be removed. After ensuring that the chemical indicators exhibit the correct color change and the cycle printout shows that all the necessary cycle parameters were met, the sterilized load is ready for immediate use or stored following your facility's policy. If the chemical indicators do not exhibit the correct color change, investigate the cause, repackage, and then reprocess the load. Remove the biological indicator from the load and process it per its instructions for use. Refer to the instructions for use included with the biological indicator to ensure its proper use. This is the end of the basic operation chapter. We'll now return to the main menu for additional chapter choices. Thank you, and we hope you enjoy the safety, speed, and simplicity of the Sterrad 100NX system. The standard cycle is 47 minutes and should be selected for instruments that meet the following criteria. General medical instruments, metal and non-metal, including hinged devices. Instruments with single-channel stainless steel lumens, internal diameter 0.7 millimeters or larger, and length 500 millimeters or shorter. Reference What Can I Sterilize in the Sterrad 100NX system, which is located in the user's guide. Polyethylene and Teflon lumen tubing with an internal diameter of 1 millimeter or larger and length of 1,000 millimeter or shorter. These items must be sterilized without any additional load items. Limit of 20 pieces of tubing per cycle. Instrument sets that can be sterilized in the standard cycle include, but are not limited to, arthroscopy and laparoscopic instrument sets, eye instruments, cystoscopy instruments, cameras and light cords, rechargeable batteries, Doppler cords and defibrillator paddles, orthopedic drills and saws, ultrasound probes and transducers. When constructing the load for the standard cycle, the total weight of the load to be sterilized should not exceed 21.4 pounds or 9.7 kilograms. This is the end of the standard cycle chapter. We'll now return to the main menu for additional chapter choices. Thank you, and we hope you enjoy the safety, speed, and simplicity of the Sterrad 100NX system. The flex cycle is 42 minutes and should be selected for flexible endoscopes that meet the following criteria. Single channel. Internal lumen diameter of 1 millimeter or larger and length of 850 millimeters or shorter. Reference What Can I Sterilize in the Sterrad 100NX system, which is located in the user's guide. Flexible endoscopes that can be sterilized in the flex cycle include, but are not limited to, bronchoscopes, cystoscopes, hysteroscopes, choledocoscopes, flexible ureteroscopes, intubation fiberscopes. In the flex cycle, you may load the chamber with a maximum of 2 single-channel flexible endoscopes at one time. No additional items may be processed in the cycle with the flexible endoscopes. This is the end of the flex cycle chapter. We'll now return to the main menu for additional chapter choices. Thank you, and we hope you enjoy the safety, speed, and simplicity of the Sterrad 100NX system.